All right, hello. We just did our energy exchange where we found that the energy we would most benefit from having clear today is this, over exaggerated sense of self-importance. I'm going to try to find the right words to use to describe that because that's hard to say, all those words, but that's the vibe. And then the thing we wanted to call in its place was self-esteem. And so here's where we get to just sit for a minute and think about this, right? So we did the energy exchange. We said, with my breath, with my intention, I am willing to let this go, to swap this out, this one for the other. So we made that first stance, right? We made our first connection to spirit, to our souls, to ourselves, and said, okay, if the pendulum in the charts, which really is just our higher self, is telling us that we have this over-important sense of self, and that what we really need, though, is self-esteem, not this toxic version of self-esteem, but just like the true version of self-esteem, really esteeming myself. Okay, we did that. We did our energy exchange. We let the one go. We called in the other. But now we use our spiritual response technique charts to dive into it a little bit deeper and to say, show me more. Show me more on a psychological level. Show me more on a spiritual level that will help me in doing that release and having the positive outcome of that release, even broader, even bigger than I could achieve just by doing this breathwork exchange. So this is where SRT comes in. This is where the modality that I'm trained in, spiritual response technique, this is where this comes in. And the reason that I love it so much is that it's a place to ask questions and actually get answers. You don't have to wait for somebody to respond to your text. You don't have to wait for somebody to respond to your email. You don't have to pick up the phone and call anybody. You just get to dive into your own subconscious and the subconscious of those around you, of the collective, and say, what's going on? And then get an answer. So it's beautiful. And I, as somebody who is curious beyond all curiosity, love this work. So let's dive into it together. This is what we do now, right? Oh, and hi, this is my art room, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, but I have this beautiful row of pendulums here. I have a whole bunch that are going to be ready to go up on my shop here. As soon as they get their picture taken, they've got to go to the beauty parlor. They have to go to the photo booth, and then they'll be posted on my Etsy here really soon. I have a lot of stuff that's going to be posted soon because I've got a lot of great stuff coming in. Oh, here's the new tote bags, by the way. I'm sorry, you don't want to be distracted by this, but I'm distracted by this. They came in the mail today, or not today, a couple days ago. They're gonna be so cute. They're so cute. They are so cute. No, they're gonna be so cute, but they are so cute. There's more. There's 4 different varieties. They're great too. They're like really heavy duty. I hate a tote bag that you feel like is gonna break if you put rocks and books in it, and because those are some of my favorite things. But these ones are not going to. Okay, anyway. We're grounded. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, what is the root? What is the root of this, this toxic, magnified, over-important sense of self? So we've got this over-important sense of self. What's going on here? What is the root of this? Inner archetype. This comes up a lot. Inner archetype. I did a clearing yesterday where I felt like this just came up all the time. It came up the whole time. Okay, so this is our archetypes, right? These are these inner operating systems, these identities, these personalities we've taken on. And so the rescuer, I love it because sometimes all I have to do is see one word and my brain is automatically downloaded with like all of the information, and it just takes me a second to like unravel it and put the pieces together. And sometimes the process of like putting the pieces together is a little bit sloppy, but then I see it and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. So this is for those of us who want to rescue people and who think that we are the healers, and we think that we are the fixers, and we think that we are the only ones who can save the day. We're the only ones who can rescue other people, or maybe rescue ourselves. This is for you. This is for us. We'll say this is for us because it's always for us. It's never just for someone else. It's also for ourselves, because this is when we look within and we're like, oh wait, is this for me? Because I didn't think I had an over-important sense of self, but I have been feeling like I rescue everybody, or like I have to be the rescuer, the fixer, the healer. And so this is out of balance. And again, the replacement energy was self-esteem, which is Spirit's way of saying, listen, I'm not trying to tell you to hate yourself. I'm not trying to tell you to lower yourself. I'm not trying to tell you to limit yourself, but get that overimportant sense of self and balance, okay? And so that's wonderful. So that was just like our little insight. That was our little hint. That was the little snapshot of what's going on here with this important, overimportant sense of self. And now immediately I can just say, Spirit, call our rescuer archetype into balance. And immediately, it's so funny, as soon as I said that, I felt my own like energy and intensity go from being up here and like, oh, I'm intense, to like, oh, you mean I can put my rescuer down? I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. And I didn't know my rescuer archetype was out of balance. I'm just now seeing it now that this is coming up from the subconscious into the conscious realm, into my awareness. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I have been in rescuer mode. Whether that's again for myself or for other people, oh, okay. And we've called it into balance, and that just means let it go. Like the 12 people that you were going to drive around and try to help today, like you can make it 6. You can help 6 today and help the other 6 next week. Like you don't have to do it all today. You don't have to do it all right now. Again, Spirit is not saying stop helping people. Spirit's just saying you're out of balance. You're out of balance, and how do we get back in balance? So what do we got to do to get back into balance with this archetype other than me just saying it? And so the first thing that just came up was like our oversoul and our soul family is out of whack. And so we've talked about oversoul and soul family before. Our oversoul, I like to see it as like our soul state or our soul country or our soul world, right? That's the earth, that's everybody in it. And our soul family is our smaller unit. It's our community, it's our city, it's our neighborhood. And that's just the people, the things around us that we know are like the really important ones in our life, the ones that are gonna influence us, impact us, change us. And this to me means there's just a dynamic that's off there. You have agreed within your soul family to play this role of the over rescuer. And they've allowed you to play that role because they're playing their own role, right? Their soul is playing the role of somebody that needs rescued. You're playing the role of the rescuer. Maybe there's some codependency happening. Ooh, yeah, And so this is just that moment to say, I release myself from any role that my soul family wants me to play. I release myself from any contract or agreement that said that I had to show up as the rescuer. And again, anytime I feel the need to take an exhale, I would encourage you to do the same, like, let that go. Think about that. Think about saying and actually meaning it. I release myself from the role of rescuer. How perfect that this is coming in right before the holidays, right before you're supposed to go to all of your parties, right before you're supposed to go around and be with this soul family and be asked to play this role. And I know it's scary. What would it feel like to not play the role of rescuer in your soul family and in your soul dynamics? What would that be like? Are you like freaking out, thinking like, well, then what outfit do I wear? What uniform, what uniform do I wear? If I don't wear the uniform of the rescuer, what uniform am I got? Like, who am I? Am I the police? Am I the chef? Am I the baker? Am I the dog walker? Who am I? And when you are filled up with self-esteem, you won't have to wonder. You'll just live it authentically in alignment. You won't have to play a role. You may have certain tasks, you may have certain responsibilities, you may have certain things you need to get done, but they're getting done not as this overdrive rescuer archetype. They're happening as a soul that cares about other people because you want to, because it doesn't feel like you have to do it out of resentment, obligation, or to avoid harm. You'll be able to do those actions from a place of safety, comfort, alignment, and because, you have a good heart and you are filled with self-esteem. You're like, I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm capable of doing. And so I will do those things out of joy, out of commitment to my community, but not out of this over-operating sense of I'm so important because I am the rescuer in my family. I release that for anybody right now. I release anybody from this sense that I am over-important because I am the rescuer in my family and they need me. How many times have you helped someone avoid learning and growth and opportunity because you rescued them? How many times have you enabled someone because you were rescuing them from something that you thought they needed rescued from. That's the other thing. How do you know they needed rescued from that? How do you know they didn't need to learn from that experience? How do you know they didn't need to learn from that pain, that discomfort, that lesson? And then there you are interfering because you have this important sense of self. So we're clearing that for you now. And I'm just asking again, like I always do, just try it. Just try it. If you want to try this on and you're just like, okay, for 24 hours, I want to act like not the rescuer, not the one that always has to intervene and control the dynamic here in my soul family, just try it. Just try it. And if it sucks, and if it doesn't work for you, great, go back to what you're doing. But I have a feeling that if you try it, you'll see it's actually, your stomach isn't going to hurt as bad, your muscles aren't going to hurt as bad, your brain isn't going to hurt as bad, maybe you're not going to grind your teeth as much at night because you've stepped outside of that role, you've taken the uniform off, and you're just living truthfully as yourself. Again, not from a place of resentment or overdrive, but just because it's what you really want. Okay, so chart 18 is what's coming up next. And what is on chart 18 that we need to know and think about? So we're just saying attune my soul to spirit now. Take a deep breath. Say that again. I attune my soul to spirit now. I shift my frequency from that of the overachiever, overdoer, over-rescuer to the one that just knows how to help and how to support in a balanced and healthy way. And if you want to envision a little radio that you're just turning the dial, you're turning the dial away from the white noise, away from the static, away from the chaos. Gosh, I can't even listen to the regular radio anymore because it just feels like chaos to me. Like the commercials, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my God, that's so much chaos. So turn away from that dial, turn away from the dial of chaos and tune yourself to spirit now. And just be thinking about shifting your frequency away from all of that noise. Allowing yourself to hear the truth, which is you are wonderful and have much to be esteemed about, even when you're not rescuing everybody, especially when you're not rescuing everybody, especially when you're not operating inside of codependence and addiction to that rule, right? Because that's codependency is an addiction. It's not just a simple attachment issue. It's not just a simple, little error in the operating system. It is an addiction, and you can release yourself from that. It takes work. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes, some good one-to-one spiritual response technique therapies with Kate, but okay, so we're going to look at the self-esteem thing. So let's go back to a number chart because, again, that's kind of what we do. So here's my numbers. 0 is here. 100 is here. So what percent have we cleared this root of over self-importance? 100%. So beautiful. We got that out of the way. Now what percent are we open to balanced self-esteem? 0%. Did you see that? Okay, so it spun for a minute and then it went to 0. And then what percent are we blocked to our self-esteem? Not at all. So that's good. Like, that's so good. Like, because we could have been 100% blocked and 0% open, which is like not ideal, but that's not the case. So we're just not open. We're not open to our self-esteem, and that I buy, because for most of us, somewhere along the line, you started to believe that your worth was tied to who you could rescue, how you could help, what you could contribute to everybody else. And you really started to tie your worth to what you do versus who you are, what you can accomplish versus who you are, and specifically what you can accomplish for others. And again, I know it feels icky to get called out, but y'all, this is like, you're out of balance. You've been out of balance. You have been over accomplishing, overdoing it for everybody else. And I hate to tell you this, but they probably even haven't appreciated it, because they didn't even ask for it. They don't even want it. And maybe deep down they know that you've just helped them avoid growth and opportunity. So it's not even like, so right now you're probably feeling resentful because people aren't gracious. They're not in gratitude to you. They're not happy and thankful for your intervention. But the reason they're not happy and thankful for your intervention is because they didn't ask for it. They don't want it. That's just you decided that that's what you needed to do. Hate to tell you. So we're going to look at the openness to self-esteem. So what is something that can help us open ourselves to self-esteem? So again, we just go back to our chart. So this is saying there's something on chart 5 that is going to show us what can help open us up to our self-esteem. All right, what is it here? Anxiety or discarnate? So is this discarnate or anxiety? Because I could have two options here. So to the left is going to be discarnate, my left. Okay, so it's discarnate. So discarnate is something that is not incarnated. I am incarnated. My dog Rosie, she's incarnated. You who are watching this, maybe you're a bot, but also if you're a bot, you're a discarnate. But if you are a human, you're incarnated, right? And this is reincarnation, right? Is when you come back again and again into a different physical form. Your essence, your consciousness comes back again and again and again into a different form. That's reincarnation. If you are a discarnate, that means you are an essence, you are an awareness, you are a soul of some kind, maybe not even a soul, but an essence and awareness, a part of the collective consciousness, a being. If you want to say a demon, if you want to say someone who's passed over, maybe you are the spirit, the soul of someone who's passed over who has not decided to go into the next realm or go into their next incarnation. So you're just kind of hanging about, you're stuck. Ooh, this is what I'm seeing. So these are beings not crossed over who are blocking us to our self-esteem. And part of the reason they're blocking us to our self-esteem is that they, when they were embodied, did not feel good about themselves. And in fact, they failed. What they feel is they failed their mission. This is just, now I'm just downloading. This is just information that's coming to me. This is, you call it channeling, you call it divination, you just know. And I don't know how else to describe it other than I see the image, I hear the stories, I sense this, and I just know that this is what's going on. And so this is specifically, and I'm getting that this is a female entity that is not crossed over. And I'm going to say she is influencing all of us in a not great way when it comes to our self-esteem, because she was playing out this story and she died before she could grow and finish this, right? So now we are playing out her story for her. We are all being influenced by her energy and by her story, which is like, I thought that I was the rescuer. I thought that I could save my family. I thought that I could save everybody, but then I died before I could do that. And now I'm in the discarnate realm. I haven't let go because I'm still obsessively watching my family and obsessively trying to fix them. Has your like grandma or mother passed on and she was obsessively trying to fix you, and you still feel like even though she's passed on, she's still influencing you negatively? That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. I know this seems weird, all right? I know it seems weird, but I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you other than everything that we've been taught in schools is everything we've been taught in schools, and there's so much more than that. And I don't know why people are so afraid of it. I don't know why people find it to be so distasteful. I don't know why people are so hell-bent on, needing, tangible, scientific backed proof of something, which I feel like if we actually did the research, we would find that this is scientifically backed, but whatevs. Okay, so we're releasing her now. We're saying, okay, Mom, you can go. You did do your job. You did do your job. You influenced the family. You supported the family. But you don't have to keep doing this. You can just let it go. You don't have to keep doing this, Mom, Grandma, auntie, sis, whoever you are, whoever this female discarnate is, who was playing this role in the soul family, who was playing this role in her life, in her community, who could not let people just be people, who could not let people just make their mistakes, who felt like she had to rescue and fix, and then who feels she failed. And so we're actually picking up on her low self-esteem. Wow, that's interesting. So it's not our low self-esteem, it's her low self-esteem, because she feels like she didn't pass the test. She feels like she didn't actually complete her mission on this planet, and we are holding her low self-esteem for her. So we're operating that same operating system of trying to fix people, and we're also holding that low self-esteem, saying, I'm not doing my job if I'm not fixing everybody and rescuing everybody. And again, this is why I have this overimportant sense of self, but I have no self-esteem. Have you met people like that? I've met people like that, where it's like they have the lowest self-esteem ever, but also this way overinflated sense of self. It's like, how could those two things exist at the same time? They seem like they should be the same thing. Like if you have an overimportant sense of self, you also have high self-esteem, and that's not the case. And it's actually a really gross combination. Like having an overimportant sense of self but low self-esteem, you're a difficult person to be around. I'm sorry, but you're a difficult person to be around. I don't mean to call you out, but you're a difficult person to be around. Okay, so Now what percent, we go back to a number chart, now what percent are we open to, now what percent, now that we've cleared her, now that we've cleared this female energy discarnate and sent her back to source, sent her back to light, whole, washed, and purified, feeling really good about herself. So now what percent are we open to having self-esteem now that we've cleared her? 100%. She was the one. Wow, I don't think I've ever had this where it was like a one and done issue. This female energy of low self-esteem because she didn't feel like she completed her mission on this earth to fix and rescue everybody. That was it. That's what was running our system. That's what was creating this for all of us. We're now 100% open to our self-esteem. So and this is for the people who are watching. And if you're watching this and this doesn't resonate for you, that's okay. This doesn't have to be for everybody, but this is definitely for the people who are seeing this and watching this. And I just really want to say, it really is okay to put a different uniform on. And so is there anything, Spirit, you can tell us about our new uniform? What is our new uniform? What's the new uniform we're going to wear? So we're going to go to 8B. This is also an archetype chart. So this is the uniform we can wear in the place of this, low self-esteem, in the place of this rescuer. Our new, our new operating system is forgiveness. So we release and forgive anyone or anything that has influenced us negatively in this world, in this realm. And we forgive ourselves so that we can really, and that seems weird, how is forgiveness an archetype, but it's connected to one of the disciples. It was connected to Bartholomew. And Bartholomew was known as the one who was very forgiving. That was his archetype, was forgiveness. That is of the principles that all of the disciples represented, because they each represented something else. He represented forgiveness, and specifically forgiveness of others. Judas represented self-forgiveness, like having to learn through the process of betraying someone else that you can forgive yourself. And, I don't know that he necessarily learned that lesson before he decided to, but in theory, that is what he should represent. If you are in that like Judas archetype, it's like, I can forgive myself for my sins. And Bartholomew is like, I can forgive others. So right now we're just sending forgiveness to this female archetype, this female energy, this female discarnate that was negatively influencing us. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the growth. Okay, we're doing 100% of 100% of mop up. And now what is the energy today? Responsibility. Taking responsibility for our own actions is so important. Truthfulness, a very important part of responsibility. You can't take responsibility if you're not going to be truthful and honest about it. Joy. Truthfulness, responsibility, and joy. Those are our replacement energies today. As my timer says, 22:33. Been seeing lots of angel numbers lately. All right, everybody. How was that as a fun journey? Again, you can have a one-on-one session with me. This is what it feels like. If you're in person, this is what it feels like. We're like right next to each other. We're talking, we're sharing. You can reach out and touch one another. If we're on Zoom, it feels also kind of like this, only just not with the touching. Okay. So you can have a one-on-one session with me. We can work on blocks. We can look at archetypes. We can look at things that are just driving you and fueling you, that you're like, bleh, why am I doing this? I don't like this. What the heck? So reach out, www.thepointedstone.com. You can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, at least for now, while I continue to post there. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you today and that you have a beautiful Monday, December 22nd. We'll see you next time, everybody.